Hello there and good evening, and welcome to Future Music from the Robot Lab interview file 9. And tonight I'll be interviewing Mach Fox, the man behind Zwaremachine. Hey Mac, thank you for joining me.
Hi Michael, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. How you doing?
Doing good. It's starting to snow here, so winter's setting in Minnesota, in the United States.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we're still waiting for snow. It's just usual cold and rain here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we might get some snow at some point, but yeah, we'll see. Right then, so you're based in Minneapolis, Minnesota, yeah?
Yes, I'm in Minneapolis. The bass player in the band is in the area, and then Dine Officer, our drummer, he's in the Netherlands.
All right. Okay. Wow. That's quite a distance.
Yeah, it's hard to get together to rehearse, but we make it work.
All right. Do you use like FaceTime and stuff like that, or because with your drummer being in Netherlands, do you do FaceTime?
Yeah, but we joke around on FaceTime. We don't actually work on any music.
Oh.
But yeah, it's hard to rehearse. Like, this year's obviously been different, but usually when we go over to Europe to play shows, we just show up a little early and rent a rehearsal space to get the set together with him.
All right. What do you say? You mean rehearsal space? What was that? Sorry.
We rent a rehearsal space when we get to the Netherlands.
Ah, right. Okay.
And then we rehearse with them for the shows we're gonna play usually.
Yeah. Okay. Is that very often, or like every once in a while, or when you rehearse?
It was a couple times last year.
Yeah.
And then in January, I went over there, and I was able to record them for our next record. But yeah, we just make it work somehow.
Yeah.
But he's such a cool guy and a great drummer that I asked him to be in the band, and we just, we have to make it work somehow now.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool with, all technology and everything, and you can fly to Netherlands and rehearse stuff and that, and yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Your project is called Zwaremachine. Where does that name originate from?
I started that in about 2011. I made a track called the Zwaremachine, and it just turned into an electro-industrial project that I wanted to pursue and write more for. I picked the name from the song track, but I honestly thought it was a German word, and my idea was it was a heavy machine out in space, like a big spaceship, sort of.
Yeah.
And then I found out it was actually a Dutch word that meant heavy, and I just decided to go with it. The labels I was on at the time were a lot of digital labels I was releasing music on, and a couple of them were like German and Italian labels. And I really liked the idea of being in the U.S. and collaborating with people from all over the world. So I kind of wanted a name that reflected, maybe a mashing together of some other language. So that's why I went with that.
Very universal sort of thing.
Yeah, I thought so at the time. Now, a lot of the machine part may be cliche at this point, but I'm just sticking with it because we've already made stickers and T-shirts. So
yeah, no going back now, eh?
Yep.
Cool.
We're stuck.
So does Zwaremachine have a theme of every song? Is it very space themed or future themed or anything?
A lot of it's just my negative, pessimistic outlook on life and the way society turned to greed and corporate greed and stuff like that. So a lot of my lyrics have always had that slant to them. And I guess with the word Zwar and the heavy part, when we started out, I was using all hardware and bringing a lot of heavy, machines, all the hardware to gigs for live gigs. And it was really heavy stuff, like just physically heavy. So I guess that's still part of the theme, although I've been paring down the gear so that I could travel easier. So it's not as heavy as it used to be for the equipment.
Right. Okay. Cool. Okay. So you've previously said that you've got a bass player and a drummer in the Netherlands. Is the project mainly you, or is it a 3-piece band, or they're just live members?
For live, like from the start, for the live band, I always meant it to be 3 people. I imagined a synth player live, additional synth player, and a drummer. Probably, I always pictured it standing up playing electronic drum pads, but we've gone through a few iterations of the band, but I think the 3-piece is the way I always want to present it. And when I'm writing and recording, a lot of times it's just me in the past.
Yeah.
But I think this lineup right now with, I've got D-Bot on bass guitar, who's in the States with me here, and Dying Officer on drums. I want to get those guys more involved in the writing process when it's possible. And because they're both great musicians and they're committed to the band. So I feel like now is the time to let other people in. Whereas before the lineup was rotating. It was whatever friend I could get for the gig kind of thing. And having other people involved in the process when you're in a band, you have to compromise a lot.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do that with Zwaremachine. I'd been in bands for so long and we worked as bands in the studio and writing. I just really wanted to propel this band with only my vision and idea to get it going at least. But now I'm open to working with other people, and we work with other producers now and songwriters. I love to collaborate as long as it still stays focused on our sound and the ideas that I started the band with.
Yeah, and you're open up to compromising with other band members and stuff, aren't you? As well as putting your own vision into it. You're all welcome to ideas.
Yeah, I mean, the bass player is like a really great musician and bass player, so we kind of work together on his parts. He'll come up with something, and I might have a different idea, and he's just cool to work with. It's just easy to work with these guys, so that made me let my guard down a little bit in that respect and be more open to working with other people. Some people I've tried to give them, say, yeah, do what you want, but then it ends up not being anything close to what I'm trying to do. So
yeah,
I just want to keep a little bit of the final sound in. I need a little bit of control still on that.
Yeah. You've been the front man. You got to take control, haven't you? Yeah, because I was in a band called Jan Dole Band, and I was the live synth player. And since I left, Derek has got two other bandmates now. He's got a second singer and also a guitarist. So I know what you're saying with that.
Yeah, and it's really different. The genre of music we're in too. You'll notice there are a lot of one-person driven electronic bands.
Yeah,
I mean it's the nature of producing electronic music. You can do it all yourself. In a rock band, I'm not sure, unless that one person is super talented and really has a focus, I'm not sure the one person driving the band for a rock band is necessarily the best idea even. I've had good luck with some bands collaborating when there's more guitar and rock based, but for this kind of production, you can't have everyone doing what they want and just jamming. It's not a jamming project.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Cool. You're signed to Phage Tapes. Is that an independent label or is it your own?
Phage Tapes is a local label to Minneapolis here, and we're not signed to any label. That was just a guy who wanted to put out our first record, and he's pretty well known, I think, for his more the noise scene.
All right.
Like power electronics and noise stuff, and it was a well-respected tape label that I didn't know much about, but as soon as I learned about him, it seemed like, really cool way to work and release that first album we did. So we worked with him and to mail order label that didn't have worldwide distribution.
Yeah.
So as time went on, we started looking for other labels. That was my main goal, was to see if we could get worldwide distribution, get it out there a little farther than, Phage Tapes was great to work with. It got it all. That's how we launched the record and the band and everything. So they're a great label, and they're still putting out great releases. Tons of cool bands coming out on that label.
Nice one. Like who, for example?
Spit Mask had a release on there.
Spitmass.
Boy, yeah. No, they're kind of a harder edged band. I think they've since moved on, but I don't know. There was a couple of friends who had releases on there, and Straight Panic. That's more of a noise-oriented project, but I don't know. Just go to Phage Tapes, look them up. You'll find some cool stuff there on their label.
Cool. Do you have plans of venturing out to other major labels in the future, or?
I don't know that we're that kind of a band or ever will be. We're pretty small and independent.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we have a presence where people think we're more known than we are, but we're still struggling just to be heard. And I don't even know if we're big in the scene we're in yet. So we're still working really hard at it. I prefer to work with smaller labels that care about what we're doing, and we're not just a scheduled release on their roster.
Yeah.
That's really important to me, is having contact with that person who runs the label.
Yeah, I think one for you might be Noitech.
I don't know that one, but I have a list of bigger independent labels from all over the world that we definitely want to check. So I'll put that on the list.
Yeah, it's spelt Noitekkk. Yeah, Grendel used to be signed to them.
Okay, I know that band. Are they UK based, or where are they in the world?
They're from the UK, but based in the Netherlands.
Okay.
And I think Noitech are based in Germany. Definitely give them a shout.
Yeah, definitely. That's Central Europe is kind of, that seems like where we get some response from, and that's why we try to do some gigs over there.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. They've got some really cool festivals there, and a lot of awesome bands get recognition there. And also over here, there's Infest, which is based in Bradford every bank holiday August. And
Yep.
a lot of the bands that have played there have gained a lot of recognition. For example, Mimeka played here over here in 2010 for the first time, and everybody went absolutely wild for them. And then they came back to UK on a regular basis, and a lot of other bands have done that since.
Cool. Yeah, we haven't made it to the UK yet, and that's definitely a goal of mine.
Nice one. Yeah, I'd say if you ever do, get on the bill at Infest or play it like Manchester or London, because that's the main two cities that have a lot of diversity. So,
Sure.
So yeah, I'd definitely recommend that. And if you ever come to UK, I'll definitely buy you a pint.
Ah, nice. Yeah, I would love to meet you in person.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be awesome. You have a new EP out, which is called Ripping at the Fabric. And could you tell me about that EP, and does it have a storyline? And was there a reason for it being released on cassette only?
Well, the cassette only choice was because our friends at Brutal Resonance, it's an online magazine,
Yeah.
and they wanted to start a label. And we had talked to them about releasing an EP we were working on, and he wanted to start out with just limited cassette edition releases.
Yeah.
I think he just wanted to see if it was going to be worth the effort.
Okay.
So we said, yeah, we signed up to do that. I didn't know we would be the first release on the label, but it turned out we were, and I'm proud to be associated with them. It's
Cool.
For years we've been following their online magazine, and they've always covered the Zwaremachine releases, and so it was a pleasure to work with them on this release. And the cool thing about this EP, it kind of came out of nowhere. I met a music producer, Darren Corey, from Ireland, and he was asking for a collaboration on vocals for one of his instrumental tracks.
All right.
And I got the track from him, and it wasn't really arranged so that I could easily write lyrics or sing to it. So I asked him if I could just chop it up and make my own arrangement out of it. And we both kind of really liked the outcome enough to pursue it. And I just said, well, why don't we just do some more tracks and call it an EP? And it worked out great. He was really easy to work with. He came up with some really cool riffs that I could build songs around. So that came together in less than 2 months, which is pretty quick for the way I work.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Very efficient, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, well, I was driven to do it, and the stuff he kept giving me was inspiring, so it was easy to get in the studio and work on it. And I'd say lyrically, though, too, there is a bit of a story in there, and I kind of arranged the songs on the EP. No one will care maybe or catch on, but it is a little bit about a storyline from the perspective of a frustrated person and living in this day and age, and the things you go through, and the struggles, and the power that holds you down. So that's always kind of my themes, but I think this album, I took it to more of a modern day, current times kind of an area.
Yeah. And ripping at the fabric, is that like ripping something up under stress or something? Is that where it comes from?
A little bit. I really like horror and science fiction themes. So it's a little bit like ripping at the fabric of time and space, but yeah, literally like maybe ripping something out of frustration is more where that came from.
Ah, nice. And you seem to be doing pretty well with the cassettes, because I've seen on your Bandcamp you've only got like 5 remaining.
Yeah, we tried to keep some aside because, this was all around February, March. We were doing all this before we knew about any kind of end to touring and stuff. So we tried to keep some set aside so that we would have some special product to sell at shows. But as we found out that's not even going to happen this year, we keep putting a few more back up on Bandcamp now. So it might say it's sold out and then all of a sudden 5 more, but it's very limited. I think there was only 50 made total. So
okay.
Don't feel slighted if you think that it's sold out and you got one. It's still kind of a special limited release of 50 only. So
yeah, cool. And once they've sold out, do you plan on releasing it on a CD maybe?
I'm not sure. I think maybe some kind of collection or something. That's kind of, I would need to talk to the label about that, because that was our deal, was to make it a special limited edition.
Yeah.
I mean, it's available digitally on Bandcamp, and I don't know. I kind of like the idea of moving on. But it may turn up on a CD sometime with a collection of songs or something else. But I feel like that was kind of a little time capsule of sound.
Yeah.
And the way that album was made and the sound of it, I don't know that those songs would fit next to our newer material.
Yeah.
Okay. Sonically, I mean.
Yeah, you might probably release it as a double, perhaps, or maybe like as a bonus disc or something. Yeah,
and we're also I always get remixes rolling in, like after that was released, we've got a couple more remixes we'll be throwing up on Bandcamp. So sweet. Yeah, there's always options to have that as a CD later. I really like the artwork on that Mark Gerard did too. I think that would be really cool on a bigger format, like a CD or something like that. So
yeah, you mean ripping at the fabric artwork?
Yeah, the cover artwork for that I like quite a bit.
Yeah, I do. I have to admit myself, it looks awesome. It's very frontline assembly-ish sort of thing. I think.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean that's okay. We didn't request that, and I think he knows that band, and he knows there's certain artists that he noted probably, but it's still a bit original for us. I like it quite a bit.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you should definitely, I don't know if you've done it already, like maybe have that on a t-shirt, like your black and white picture on your Bandcamp maybe. Is that on a t-shirt perhaps?
That is. Yeah, that's where that came from. He had already done that skull logo kind of. We call it the aggro skull. And yeah, we had that on t-shirts. I don't know if any are left or that's another thing. All of our merchandise is over in Europe. Because I thought we'd be back there playing shows this year.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, hopefully when things pan out, you could probably, get it back and start selling it maybe.
Well, one thing is nice, at least for our European fans, if we do decide to sell that stuff, it's going to be hopefully a lot cheaper to ship from the Netherlands to wherever you are in Europe than it would be from the U.S. Quicker and cheaper. So we'll see what happens. Yeah,
hopefully. But I know I've heard you've been having problems with postal services a minute due to the pandemic.
Yeah, everything's just a mess right now. And And that's really too bad, because a lot of these bands rely on their income, not so much us, but they need those sales from T-shirts and stuff like that. And I know myself, I'm kind of hesitant to order anything right now. The few things I have ordered have taken 3 months, sometimes. So.
Yeah, crikey. Oof, bloody hell.
Yep.
Yeah, I think because I'm going to be doing some future music from the Robot Lab T-shirts, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to get them printed at some point, and then probably, do a recorded delivery, so just to be safe with things. Because plus everything's up in the air with post as well, because it's crazy. So I'm just going to send it recorded delivery, just to be on the safe side of things.
Yeah, but it's too bad that it's so expensive too. That just makes it hinders the cost sometime of ordering a T-shirt or a CD with that extra postage.
I know, it's a bummer, isn't it? It's all right paying it, Nick. Ugh.
But we appreciate the real fans out there who still want that stuff. That's really cool that people still want it. So.
Yeah, it makes you happy, doesn't it? When you find out someone likes your CDs or your merch and everything, it just puts a smile on your face, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean that's all we can hope for.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, cool. Okay, so we're gonna have a bit of a break, and what I'm gonna do is I'll play 2 songs from the EP "Ripping at the Fabric."
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, I'll catch you in a bit, Mac.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Hello there and welcome back to Future Music from the Robot Lab interview file 9. The songs played were Resist and Ripping at the Fabric, taken from Zwaremachine's EP Ripping at the Fabric. Available on zwaremachine.bandcamp.com digitally or via cassette. zwaremachine.bandcamp.com, Zwaremachine. And joining me now is Mach Fox of Zwaremachine. Hey Mac, welcome back.
How's it going?
Yeah,
Great to be back.
Yeah, good to be back too, man. Yep, all good. You've also got an album which is called Be a Light, and you've just re-released it as a special edition. Was there a reason for it, like an anniversary sort of thing, or?
It wasn't an anniversary. We just wanted people to hear this album. You know, when we released it, it was on Phage tapes, which we mentioned. It was a cassette, a CD, and digital. But it just didn't have any kind of distribution. So basically, if you didn't come to see us at a show or know about the mail order availability, you didn't know about this album. So we were kind of early on looking for a different label that could kind of have worldwide distribution or just have it be more available. So that was kind of the idea behind the re-release. And we also kind of pared down the remixes that we included. We only included on the re-release the remixes with the bass player and his side projects, and the remixes by Plank Tune, a Swedish producer who we work with. So it was a little bit of a tailoring the new version and just getting it out there to a wider audience.
Oh, so kind of like experiment with like different things and kind of thing, just sort of stuff.
Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll be playing some of that at the end of the show as well.
Cool. You should check out the remixes on that one. They're really good.
Yeah, I'll be sure to play some of them as well. Some remixes from that. Are you excited about your upcoming event on Halloween, which is called Dark Helloween? Could you all tell us about that?
Yeah, that's actually, I am excited. I'm looking forward to it. The only Zwaremachine gig this year. And unfortunately, it's just the bass player and I. Dine Officer is over in the Netherlands, and we just couldn't get him over here and sneak him into the country. So he's kind of stuck, but we'll give him props during the set with a little special detail. You'll see.
Yeah.
You should tune in live and check it out.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, should be interesting. I mean, it's going to be an old video thing, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it's Communion After Dark and DJ Scott Duran kind of put this thing together, and Eric from Spank The Nun, I think he's a big part of it too, helping with all the production. So yeah, those are two kind of big DJ shows, so they're putting together a lineup that I feel is pretty strong, and I'm proud to be part of that.
Yeah, it's
DJs, of course, doing sets, live bands. It's going to be just probably 14 hours of pure entertainment nonstop.
Yeah, nice one. Who else is playing there?
Well, I know Angelspit and Spank The Nun.
Nice.
Larva. Those are mostly the bands that I was already familiar with, but I think there's quite a lineup, and I definitely check out the Facebook event page if any of those bands I mentioned or DJs, interest you. Communion After Dark, follow them on Twitch, I think, and you'll get a notification when it goes live.
Yeah, awesome, cool. Yeah, it's 31st of October, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on Halloween, actually.
Yeah, nice one. Hopefully I'm not working.
Well, I think they they archive and you can watch a broadcast later of it.
Oh,
play it at your own leisure.
Yeah, that's good then, because sometimes I work a lot of late at my workplace, so yeah, it's kind of hard to catch up on things.
Yep. You'll just be a little late to the party.
Yeah, I suppose you could put it that way. Yeah, you could say that. Are you currently working on new music or an upcoming single due to be released or an EP?
Yeah, we started an album last year. I had big ambitions of this big 12-song album, and we did all the demos, and we wanted to work with our friend who I mentioned, remixer and Swedish music producer, Plank Tune. we wanted to work with him on production and songwriting and everything on the new album. But that's where I found like the more collaborators, the more time between getting to the next step. And so the process has been long working on this next album. And that's why we kind of knocked out that EP quick.
Yeah.
That was something that I didn't have to get everyone's approval, and we didn't all have to be on the same page. I could just make those decisions to get it done and produce the music.
Okay.
But so long story short, we're working on an album. It's going to take a while. So we will release a single that was intended for the album before the end of the year, probably early December.
Okay. Cool. Can you give us like a little bit of a teaser, like the title of it or anything, or?
Well, it's called Conquest 3000.
Ah.
And that was going to be the album title for the next album. So I think it'll give you an idea what we're up to. We'll also release some remixes, one by Batavia and another by Exile.
Yeah.
And we're pretty excited about those remixes. We've already got those ready to go.
Sweet.
And the single's done, in fact.
Yeah.
And I got to give a shout out to Kitty. She does the band management and booking.
Yeah.
And she also makes the videos that we've been releasing.
Ah, nice.
She does a lot of the work behind the scenes. So we're planning on releasing some videos and the single all together. So a little bit of a special treat before the end of the year.
Ah, nice one. Will any of the songs from Ripping at the Fabric be on that album?
No. In fact, we were kind of changing up our sound a little bit, I thought, moving forward. And that's been a little of the delay too.
All right.
I really want, we have this live bass player who's just fucking kind of a monster on the bass. We've got sorry, I'm laughing. Diane Office here on drums. He's a total monster. I mean, no one's going to get to me on stage with that guy between them and, me. So I got to feature these guys on the new recordings. That's the kind of band we are. I always wanted to be a live band. We're not really a studio project.
Yeah.
So it's been really hard to find a way to get us all together in the production and make that a major part of the sound.
Yeah.
So that's, like I say, it's a little bit delayed and nothing from Ripping at the Fabric. We've got so many new songs ready to go that, we just got to get them mixed and figure out how we can all be featured in them.
Yeah, I hope we can work something out, mate.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to happen. It just takes a while. It's been an ongoing process. I'm learning too. We got to change some things about the way I fill out the production.
Yeah.
It can't be all bass now. We have other things in the mix. So.
Ah, okay.
I love working with these guys, and that's what I love about the band right now is we're all about a live band. Like you aren't going to get the idea by listening to a record. I don't know how to explain our sound other than explosive when we play live on stage as a 3-piece.
Yeah. Ah, right. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Are you involved in any other projects as well as Zwaremachine?
No, I'll release solo Mach Fox recordings here and there. And in fact, some of the songs we had lined up for the next album probably aren't going to be Zwaremachine songs. They just don't have that kind of feeling to them.
Yeah.
So they may be released later as Mach Fox band recordings. And D-Bot, the bass player from Zwaremachine, I've been playing with him since probably like 2006.
Yeah.
On and off. He's been in Mach Fox band together. We've been in other bands together. So that guy, it's just great to have him around playing bass and hanging out with. He's played synth and drums in Zwaremachine too around 2012. So 2014.
Sweet. Cool, man. Okay, you said about sorry, go on.
Well, I just say no projects other than that. I mean, I'm always working on something, but
yeah. Cool. Awesome. You said about you have a bunch of remixes and you've got one from Exile and stuff like that. Do you have plans for maybe like a remix album?
Uh, you know, Exile in particular, I think an album of all his remixes would be really cool. Same with our friend Plank Tune, who we work with.
Yeah.
Those guys they really seem to, we all like reference the same music, but they put their own twist on it. It's just cool to produce music with those guys. The Batavia one is coming out too. That's going to be, I'm excited about that one. That's more of an extended dance mix, I would call it.
Yeah.
But I don't know about, I think we'll just add remixes to a lot of our digital releases and just keep putting them out.
Yeah.
I don't know that it would warrant a whole album though.
Yeah, okay. Maybe like when you said about having Plankton and Exile, maybe like do remixes of each, like half and half. Maybe call it like, I don't know, Exile versus Plankton or something like that. Yeah,
that makes sense to me. But yeah, I feel like kind of just the same songs over and over. I mean, I guess you just pick a remix, but certain artists, we have a lot of them. And I'm always up for trading remixes. In fact, I've been doing that a lot right now. And I just never thought about it as its own album release or an EP of remixes so much.
Yeah, it's usually a good idea because it's how other artists like discover like new artists and stuff like that. It's how I discovered a lot of artists I know of today, like the late Code 64 and who else is there? Come on now. Yeah, I discovered synthetic adrenaline music that way as well, and I thought, wow, this is amazing and all that. And yeah, it's usually a good idea and whatnot.
Yeah, we'll definitely look at that. As we get more, we're going to get some strong remixes, it looks like, coming up here. So
yeah, sweet. Who by any apart from Exile and Plankton, anybody?
I'm kind of keeping it a secret because not everything has been decided. We probably get more remixes than we'll actually release.
Yeah.
And I appreciate everyone putting in such hard work on these, but we're kind of shooting for a few things in our focus on what we're looking for in remixes right now.
Yeah.
So, like I keep mentioning Batavia and Exile, but I mean those came in really strong. Those just have to be released. I think Plankton, he may be doing some. So, kind of our usual suspects.
Yeah. Nice one, man. Nice one. Okay, then. Well, that's the end of the interview, Mac. And thank you very much for joining me.
Hey, thank you, Michael. It's been great to be at the Robot Lab.
Absolute pleasure. You're welcome anytime, dude.
Okay, thanks.
No worries, mate. You take care now.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. You have been listening to Future Music from the Robot Lab interview file 9 with Mach Fox from Zwaremachine. I've been your host, Exo Skull. You can follow me on Facebook, Mixcloud, Twitter, Bandcamp, and YouTube. And if you'd like to be featured on an upcoming show or arrange for an interview, please contact me on my Facebook or Twitter page, or alternatively, email me along with some sound files to exoskullfmrl@gmail.com. That's exoskullfmrl@gmail.com. And ending tonight's interview, I'll be playing 4 songs from the special edition of Be a Light. I will be playing Remain Unseen, Person to Person, Dark Energy, and Plankton's remix of Person to Person. The album Be a Light is available on zwaremachine.bandcamp.com, ZWAREMACHINE. It's available digitally, or if you want a CD, there's a link available on the site. And also, if you're free on 31st of October, that weekend, be sure to tune in to 2 Dark Helloween, which is an event by Communion After Dark and DJ Scott Durand. An online festival, let's say, with live performances from Angelspit, ESA, Zwaremachine, Spank The Nun, and the mighty Empirion. There is an event page on Facebook. And now I'll be playing the 4 songs that I've mentioned. Thank you for listening. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.
The devil is that element in human nature that impels us to destroy and deface.